And today we're going to learn some things about the basics of vector graphics, which is what we're looking at right now. Now this, in fact, is not necessarily a picture, but just an assembly of shape layers that are infinitely scalable. In fact, what we're looking at here is, if I were to print it out, would be 3 feet by 4 feet. So it's a pretty big poster size. So first, I'm going to show you how I got to this final product, this beautiful album cover of the album Madvillainy by MF Doom, one of the greatest rappers alive. So first I will make all the layers I've put invisible. As you can see, I've divided the features of this image into various color groups, which I have stacked on top of each other. So here's the original album cover, and what I did was I created a bunch of paths around the edge and certain discernible details. So you can see that this is eventually what is the dark gray areas of this, and then this path, so that's gray too, then this path is all of the light gray layers, and so on. So first, but in order to do this, I had to manipulate these paths, and I'm going to show you how to do that right now. So I create a new one, and when you create a new path, Photoshop automatically selects the pen path tool. So I can just I won't be that precise for the sake of time, but it's as simple, literally, as connecting the dots. And you don't need to be that precise because you can go back and edit these later. But just the points. The point of paths is that they are pretty much permanent selectors. The paths won't show up exactly as you see them now in the printed final copy of this image, but paths are important because they represent potential, and you can always later turn them into selections. So when you get this circle icon right next to the pointer, that means you can close the path and it'll actually make it a shape. So right now this doesn't exactly have the whole thing outlined perfectly. So what I'm going to do is right click this, go to the Convert Point tool, and this is where the magic happens. So this path is bound on these corners by anchor points, these boxes, and currently these paths are just straight lines. But with the anchor tool, it will put handles on these paths which can curve the lines. So this is what I'm doing here. And so notice that when I click that, it will move both handles at once. Now, we don't want that because no two handles are going to have exactly the same values. We can't guarantee that. So I'm going to go to the Direct Selection tool and then adjust this handle and hold down Alt, the Option key, depending on what system you're using, to individually adjust these handles to make a more perfect selection. So, and once you hold down the Alt or Option key for one instance on an anchor point, you will not need to hold it down again. So So this same effect can also be achieved if you use the pen path tool and then hold down Alt or Option and then just click and drag. So was how I arrived at such a shape.